The Coca-Cola 600 on Fox is sponsored by Budweiser. Reach for the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Budweiser, the great American lager.
53 laps complete. We have a new leader. Kyle Busch has passed Jimmie Johnson. Mark Martin has moved up to second.
I think he's not gonna let that 18 car get away from him this time. Mark's actually driving pretty hard for Mark Martin at this point in the race, and he's actually closing down a little bit on our leader. Tony Stewart, though, he's in a hurry to get to the front.
Is on the move in that 14 car. He was 3 wide lap before this down there in 3 and 4.
He's slicing and dicing. He had weight on him.
Stewart has climbed to 13th. Kurt Busch has moved into 3rd. Brian Vickers to 4th. Denny Hamlin to 5th. Is there a problem with Jimmie Johnson? He's now slipped to 6th place. Krista?
Well, Jimmy's just getting a little loose. He did complain that his car was a little loose before they made that 2-tire pit stop. He said he is still loose on the bottom. But remember, this team thrives on adjustability. Chad Knaus told me this morning they are a long race team. And he also told me this race will go the distance. I said, is that scientific proof or wishful thinking? He said a little of both.
I think it was a bad call to put 2 tires on this early in the race.
Well,
when he was already running that good.
What beat them in the All-Star race? Now, I know that's comparing an apple to a banana. They went with 4 tires.
They went 4 tires at every stop in the All-Star race. Today, I think he should have taken 4. He takes 2. I'm sure he's just compiling information.
I will guarantee you that's what Chad Knaus is doing.
Bobby Labonte, a 2-time winner at Lowe's Motor Speedway, has been battling Jeff Gordon now for about the last 5 laps. That's for 15th place.
Yeah, I think Jeff Gordon's in trouble. He just doesn't have the car right now. They may be able to adjust it up and make it better for him, but boy, he's really got his hands full, it appears to me.
Car that seems pretty solid right behind Jeff Gordon. Sam Hornish Jr. in that 77 car started 26. He's cracked the top 20 up to 17th. Won the All-Star Showdown last Saturday night and transferred into the All-Star race.
There's a driver that has just continually improved right there. 2 top 10s already this year and really been running good here at Charlotte.
And congratulations to his car owner, Roger Penske, getting his 15th Indy 500 win yesterday up at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
And to Elio Castroneves, great to see Elio in victory lane at the Brickyard.
3-time champ.
Our pole sitter, Ryan Newman, had to make that pit stop for lug nuts to be replaced after he'd made his pit stop, and he's mired deep in the pack in 33rd. Matt?
Mike Newman slowly making his way back toward the front. He just moved into the 33rd position a lap and a half ago. The good news for Ryan Newman fans, the car extremely tight before that stop. He says now the car is very free as he's trying to take the low side on the 44. Now the one thing about his pit stop, you might call blame on the front changer, Mike Trower. He had to replace those lugs. But a key conversation that Tony Gibson said on the radio to their jack man, simply keep an eye, Andy Turner, on the front changer. You've got to time it a little bit better. And Jeff Hammond knows from being a jack man, it's all about timing, keeping an eye on when you think and anticipate that your changer is going to hit all those lugs. Then you drop it.
Looking back from Kurt Busch at Brian Vickers and Denny Hamlin.
Tell you what, I just was watching turn 4, happened to look over there, and there was a number 48 car, and I know it was him because I could read his number, that was dog walking.
Sideways.
What's his?
Let's watch from Casey Kane's view of Jimmie Johnson.
This won't be the first time that he's been sideways down in 3 and 4.
Man. I think those 2 tires at this point in the race could bite him big time.
Yeah, because our leader, Kyle Busch, is running 31.07. A lot of cars behind him running teens and 20s. And right now, Jimmie Johnson in the 31.60s.
Mark Martin staying within 0.7 of a second of Kyle Busch. 61 laps complete. Kyle Busch now 1.2 seconds. There he goes. There's Mark Martin in second place. Vickers, Busch, Hamlin, the front 5. Here's another question from Ask.com. There are 3 drivers in this race that are natives of the Tar Heel state. What's a Tar Heel? Get the answer now at Ask.com, the official search engine of NASCAR.
You know, Mike, we were talking about Jimmy Johnson and man, sorry guys.
And the 2 tires that he took during that caution flag. You might say it's so early in the race, if you're going to take that gamble, what better time?
Well, yeah, but I disagree. With track changing conditions right now, I mean, the track's got to rubber up. I think with 2 tires right now, you're just going to get a lot of bad information. The driver can't tell you anything about what the car is doing because the car is junk right now. So you're going to get a pit stop behind, in my mind.
And even though it didn't work for them now, they're going to get gun shy of it, and I will guarantee you in the late stages of this race, somebody's going to roll the dice and go with 2 tires, keeping that track position. They're going to be gun shy. They're going to say, remember what happened to us in the beginning of the race.
But I would be okay with that if that would get me in a position to win the race. But I'm not okay with that right now, this early in the race when we're still fighting a changing track.
How about this battle for 6th where Joey Logano has moved up past Jimmy Johnson and Casey Kane?
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy is just hanging on to that car. And just think about Jimmy Johnson for a second. He spun out at Richmond. He spun out qualifying at Darlington. He was in a wreck at Talladega. He spun out somewhere else. I can't remember where else we've been here recently. Like 4 races in a row, that car was around backward. And I think he needs some security in that car.
Well, he got turned around in the All-Star race.
In the All-Star race, that was where it was.
You know, right behind these 2 cars right here, behind Montoya and that 42 car, is a car that's been on the move since the drop of the green flag. David Ruderman in the 00 car, and we do have caution on the Speedway.
Excuse me, Larry. Yeah, we got a little bit of moisture. It usually starts down in turns 1 and 2.
This ain't rain.
Oh, what is
we
this?
had rain yesterday.
Yeah, that was rain.
These are sprinkles.
If you were watching yesterday afternoon, a sheet of rain marched its way down the backstretch like a car wash. It was just incredible. You got soaked, you got dried out. Folks got soaked, they got dried out. And finally, they got enough rain in this place, the plug was pulled so that the race wouldn't have to start at 11 o'clock at night and finish at 3 in the morning.
This whole infield right here in front of us was just standing full of water. It just came in down in sheets.
So I think there's several cars that are glad to see this caution because we had several that were about to fall within the clutches of leader Kyle Busch. But I think half the Hendrick Motorsports group were glad to see it. Jimmy Johnson, the 48, and Matt was telling us that Dale Earnhardt Jr., the 88 car, absolutely total junk out there, running back in the 36th position.
Well, some days I hate it when the weatherman is right, and this is one of them. The forecast for today was 40% chance of thunder showers until 1 o'clock, and then from 1 o'clock on, only 40% chance of sunshine. So right now, looks like we're getting about 80% of that 60%.
Holy
falling
cow.
down in turn
Time
2.
out. How many percent is that anyway?
Yeah.
40, 80, 60. I can't keep up.
Doesn't add up, does it?
Sound like Yogi Berra.
But here's the thing. We're going to keep these cars going around this track, get back to green, and try to get this whole 600 miles in today. Next week, Dover, Delaware. All right, Krista, pit road's open. What are we getting? Wipers?
Yeah, that's exactly what's needed. We do have a little bit of precipitation down here. Brian Vickers coming in. He is having a great run right now. Said they're going to stick with 4 tires. That's what they did on the last stop. They had a good stop. They don't want to mess with anything. Steve.
Krista, new jackman on the 14. Rick Pigeon filling in for injured Mike Casto. They debated 2 tires, but they're going to go ahead and take 4 at this point in the race, Dick.
Well, Kyle Busch is already out of here because he took just 2 tires. Matt.
Kurt Busch thinks the trend we're seeing now with his car being too free is what we're going to see for the rest of the day. They're going to make a significant air pressure change for Busch, 4 tires, and he is slip sliding out of his box.
Boy, a lot of wheel spin there as pit road
it's
becomes
raining.
damp.
It's raining. No, it's not. It's coming down pretty hard right now, Mike, and the pit road got wet. That's out of the 5 car right there. He was trying to back up to get out of his pit box and hit that tire.
Now, this is a thunder shower, and hopefully we can get this track dried out before too long. We'll be right back.
What percentage is it going to be?
Tell you in a minute.
Okay.